Okay, this is Monday the 15th of June. It's the second bucket of Swift that I'm going to reveal, and this time I'll remember to get the scales in the correct weight. That looks about it. There's the crop for this one. I'll just pop them into the kitchen and we'll drop them on the scale, see what we get. So there we are on the scales. The counter has been reset to 0 with the colander on, and we've got the units in the correct measurement this time. Just move over here, I don't know if you can see there, and it's reading £3 15.7 ounces, so that's just under £4. It's strawberry picking time again, and it's about 4 days since we picked the last lot, and already we've got a tub full and halfway through the second one. Just have a quick show around in here. There's some nice beauties down there. And this is today's crop. Nice. Just looking on the strawberries in the guttering, and they're much farther behind than the others, which in a way is quite good, because then we'll have a longer flow of the strawberries. Just looking up here quick into the cherry tree. Got a nice bunch of cherries there, and I think I'll be getting the net over within the next day or two. This is the third bucket of Swift I've just unveiled. I'll just pop in them on the scales in a minute and let you know how we get on. And slightly less for this crop. It's going down onto the, what's it there, I don't know if you can see that. It's £3 6.75 ounces. The scales I'm set with the colander on. This is the fourth bag of Swift potatoes of the fourth tub, and there you can see it's £3 10 ounce. This is the fifth and final bucket of the Swift potatoes, so I'm going to empty that out now and have a look what we got. The scales I'm zeroed, and this is the 5th and final tub of potatoes ready to go in. There it is. And we've got 3.7, just under 3 3/4 pounds, that one is. That's the 5th and final bag of Swift. It's Saturday the 20th of June, and we're on the eve of the longest day. We've had a bit of rain overnight, which obviously has done the plants a lot of good. So what I'll do now, I'll take a little tour around the plot because we haven't been around for a while, and just let you see what's happening on there. First of all, we've got the 3 tubs of carrots. These are all sweet candle. This was the tub I originally planted in the greenhouse, and I've had a little dig around the soil. I've got some carrots forming nicely, but I want to let them grow a bit bigger. This one is the first one I planted outside. It's an old water tank, and in the bottom is I put about 3 or 4 inches of manure, then put sifted soil on top. Got the drainage hole in there, and as I water I put a little pot underneath, and it catches all the drips where are coming through the manure, and then I use that to water the other pot plants. So it's like a filtered fertiliser. On the other side, over there, that's the last bucket of sweet candle I've done, and they're looking okay. Got some kale in this bucket, and across the other side is the pak choi, which is now gone to seed. The 5 buckets of spuds with Swift, which have all cleared out now. I've planted 2 up with sweet peas, and the other 3, I'm not sure, I might do 1 more sweet peas and plant the other 2 up with a few hanging basket plants that I've got left over. Rhubarb and comfrey still going strong. We'll just move around here into the first lot of beds. This is the sweet corn. I think that's a Swift F1, and at the front we've got the celery. Lay them self-blanching. Just along the edge I've put a line of the dahlias and marigolds. Still got a few plants left over there which I might give away, or see if I can find room to stick them somewhere. Here's my first lot of peas, lots of flowers on. I've had to net these because of the sparrows and nipping the tops out, so I've just got a few pods just forming, so I don't think that'll be very long. And there's the other couple of rows of peas there. All of these are the Hearst Green, Shaft or Kelvedon ones, I can't remember now. And there's all sound in the gutter. A couple of rows of beetroot coming in. Just had a look underneath and you can see them are ready for picking now. So, and this is the last lot of peas. The prince, originally half of these was sown in the ground, which didn't do too good, so I had to supplement them with a row of gutter ground peas, and they've thickened up nicely now. These are the parsnips, and after the poor start that I had with the original lot, we had to resow. These have come on quite nicely, and just behind those, the 2 thick rows of radish, French breakfast, and in between those rows I've got a couple of rows of swede. We're inside the brassica cage now, and these 4, a couple of rows of plants here was originally the calabrese. As you can see, I've whizzed the heads out because they did bolt, well not bolt, but quite flowery quickly. I managed to get most of the florets off, but what I'm going to do, I'll probably take them out and put another couple of plants in I've got lying around somewhere. The other stuff on there is, I think those cauliflowers and cabbages down the 2 ends. I'm just lifting that up here. These along here the sprouts, and they're really bulking up. And also down the far end, I'll see if I can zoom in. About a dozen Savoy cabbages, and they're quite healthy as well. So all in all, I'm not too disappointed with the tent, even though the Calabrese has gone over. Here is the Sweet William, the variety called Sooty. Excuse the wind. And also I've got a couple of self-seeding antirrhinums, snapdragons. I don't know where they've come, but you know, I'm not quite happy to leave them there. So the Sweet Williams are really nice plants, and the bees seem to like them as well. Moving on to the strawberries, this stuff is just amazed me. It just keeps cropping and cropping, and so altogether now I reckon I've had about 9 or 10 pounds of strawberries out here, and there's still loads on. So we'll see how they go, how long they last into the season. Now here we have what I call the bed of disappointment, which is the onions. I've got a still few over the back which might be okay, but all in all I've pulled a few out, and I've found a few stragglers in pots where I'd actually dried out, and I've stuck them in and they seem to have picked up a little bit, so I may even get something in there, I don't know, but I'm not holding my breath on those. Garlic and elephant garlic, I think they'll be coming out next week. Started to get a bit of rust onto them, but I think they've reached the full maturity now, more or less, so I'll be taking those out. Just looking over there beyond is the lake bed, which is in desperate need of weeding, so I'll try and get that done next week as well. But the legs have actually bulked up quite a lot over the last few days with the rain we've had. These are the overwinter onions. I have took the red ones out, which I forgot to film. I'll show those in the greenhouse later on. I think I've just put them in there to dry. I did leave them outside for about 3 or 4 days, but when I knew the rain was coming, I put them in a tray and put them inside the greenhouse. But them are the overwintering white onions, and so I might take those out soon. And we have a couple of rows of spring onions by the side. And I've just put another fresh batch in down this edge, as you can see. In here we have a row of lettuce, I think that's iceberg, yep. And in between here we have the opera French beans. And between the beans you can see a couple of more rows of radish. Them are the French breakfast again, 3. Just popping over the cover. We have the, there's 1, 2, 3, 5 Alicante tomatoes. They seem to have put a bit of growth on there. Again, I don't know whether, I think it's down to the rain we've had. Got a bit of lettuce in between. And also, these are the cucumbers as well. These are 3 Market More. This is the potato bed, and the first 4 rows down this end are all first earlies. There's 2 rows of Swift and 2 rows of the Orla, they are, which goes up to here. So again, I'll be taking those out quite shortly, I think. I don't want to get them too big. And the rest of these mass here, all those are Sar Palmyra. There's 5 rows of Sar Palmyra there, and in between them I've got the sunflowers planted. But earlier on, last week or the week before, I did have an infestation of like this type of black spot on top of the sunflowers, but I've picked some of the leaves off and it seems to be curbed it, I think. I don't seem to be getting any worse. This This one here is, I think it's one of the Russian giants. I'm not sure. Very very rare for me. I didn't put a label in. Well, I put 3 sunflowers on the round separately, and I'm not sure if these are the Russian giant. I think they may be. Looking down into the bean tour, on the left we have the runners, which are Scarlet Emperor and White Emerald, and on the right is the dwarf French, the climbing French, sorry, Cobra. We're moving on down to the bottom. We've got the broad beans, which I'm the Sutton. I've got beans appearing on here now, little pods, you can see down there. And I've had a really bad infestation of black fly during the week. And what I did, I just got one of these pressure sprayers, filled it full of water, put a few drops of washing up liquid in, and blasted it. And it seems to have done the trick. The stems was actually black, you couldn't see, but as you can see now they're quite clear. I've also pinched the tops out as well. I've started to put the net on the cherry tree, which was a job and a half, but I did it with a bottle and a stick and help from a mate. Still got some dangling ends which I'll need to tie up with string and whatever, but I don't think that'll be too long now. That should be alright, and I'll protect most of it. These are the pipes on top of my compost bins that I've put with the strawberries in that are from B&Q. Loads and loads of flowers on. There's a bit of fruit on there, you can just see it on there. But that'll be nice there because I'm quite a well way behind the main strawberry bed, which means the crop will go on a bit longer. Lots of strawberries here. Sorry, raspberries. These are the Autumn Bliss raspberries. And I've got a couple of pots here of blackcurrants. Moving into the greenhouse now. The tomatoes are all in the borders. So the two on the end seem very slow. I know the one on the right is extremely slow because by accident I pinched the top out and I thought it was a side shoot. So I might just leave that as it is. Down the bottom we've got the cucumbers on the back row. There's the burplis on the left. A couple of more market more in the centre. And further over to the right there's another burplis. And down the bottom there there's 4 sweet peppers, and with marigolds in between. If you look on the sweet peppers, I mentioned it a bit earlier, I've had an infestation of aphids on the top which caused all the leaves to get crumbly, crinkly. And again, I've given these a good blasting with soapy water, and the plants look a lot better because I thought they was going to die, but seems okay. Down this side the cucumbers are doing well. Sorry, tomatoes are doing well, I got everything wrong. Tomatoes are doing well, seem to be bulking up again. Unfortunately that pepper there, the top went out of it. I don't know whether it was slugs or what. I've since put some slug pellets down. And looking up here, the hanging basket with the tumbling tomatoes on, that's absolutely huge now. That's probably 5 feet across the greenhouse, and it's absolutely plastered with flowers on. Of course, no fruit yet, but that won't be long. Now just down into here, what have we got here? We've got sow lettuce. These are lettuce that I've planted out, ready for, they've got to be pricked out into more cells. On here is some more sowings of spring onions, they were in blocks. And at the back there is some more beetroot. I think that's about it for the greenhouse tour. Just noticed on here there's 3 pots appeared. I didn't realise there was. It looks like one of the other plot holders, Keith. You might remember a while back when I did the old site tour, I said he'd been ill for a while, and he's back up and running. Not 100%, but he's back here, and he's left me a few pots of plants. There's cauliflower there, triumphant. What's that one there? Winter Rosemere. And there's some broccoli in the end there. So that's off Keith, that's great. I thought I'd finish this episode off with a walking tour down the whole site, like I did, I think it's about in my second or third video when I first started posting. So things have changed quite a lot since then. Things have been ploughed now and planted, so let's just go down and have a look. There's some spring cabbage. I think it's called April, that one. It's gone a bit big. And the sprouts there. Now just looking at them delphiniums. Looks superb. This guy here knows how to grow onions, and this year doesn't look to be no exception after all the trouble most of us have had. He seems to be doing still quite well. I'm not sure whether these are Robinson's Mammoth or Kelsey. This guy's only moved on to this plot this year as a full plot. He did have a half a plot a bit farther up the site, and he's not doing too bad yet. So there you can see the old buzz line, although in this case I think it's VHS cassette tape, but it seems to do the trick. The guy who's got this plot here is, I think he's about 83, and it still amazes me how he gets on. He still does dig in, and he grows a decent variety of vegetables as well. So this is a half plot shared with the one next door over here. This guy here's got some nice broad beans coming on. Sprouts underneath the environment. And a nice rotting pile of cow manure there. This chap here grows some amazing flowers. And so that plant there has actually given me another one. He gave me one last year, but I lost it over the winter. He's given me another one of these, and the bees just love it. You may recall last year I told you about not last year, a few months back, the guy who had a bit of ill health, and he hadn't been down this plot for a while. He's actually got 1.5 plots, and this is half of his plot. He wasn't looking as though he was able to attend it, so Andy Marino has got this show plot, I'll call it, the lead barrison show plot next door, kindly offered to work his plot for this year, clear all the weeds out and plant it up with the excess stuff they'd got, purely just to keep the soil going and neat and tidy. And I think it's done them both a favour, and Keith was very grateful for that. As you can tell from this there, the few of us on there are very partial to Sweet Williams. And some more. This is the buzz line again, and the only projections it's had is the buzz line. And as you can see, the brassica stuff in there, and the lettuce is in really good condition. So this is Andy and Marina's plot, and it is a really nice plot. This is. I'll embarrass them by just going on here and going to show this weed what's grown up here, about 4 foot high in the greenhouse, Andy. So I don't know if you or Marina not doing the job, but get it sorted. Now this is the full-size plot of the guy who say wasn't too good earlier on in the year, but he's back up and running now, although he's not 100%. He's started working on there. He's got a lot of it cleared, got quite a bit of stuff planted. It's just a bit stuff down the bottom where he's going to go about 8 to 10 foot to clear, and that's all this site done. This one here is a young lad who's been on 3 or 4 months. Initially he made a good start, but I think his mum said he's working away in London at the moment, but she comes up and his grandparents to do a bit of weeding and watering. And considering it's his first year and he's only been here a few months, he's not done too bad, I don't think. This plot here, again, it's got some nice onions on it, together with a good row of broad beans, and another neat plot on the end. The guy who's got this plot, so I've known him for well over 50 years. We went to school together in infants, juniors, secondary school. We started work the same day at the same place, and he retired 3 months before me. How about that? And there we are, back at the ranch. Well, that wraps this one up, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow's the longest day, so make the most of it, because after then the nights are drawing in. So until the next episode, I'll see you again. Bye for now.